Hey guys, it's Rain to give you the rundown of the 3DS's best. Out of 369 titles, here are the top 50 best 3DS games of all time, arranged by play scores. The play score is an average of gamer and critic ratings. Coming in at number 50, Bravely Second and Lair. The second in a JRPG series known for its unique gameplay, and Lair brought us back to the world of Luxandar, in a story set 2 years after the events of the first game. Using their iconic Bravely and Default system, power up your skills and use them in the journey to rescue the new Pope of the Crystal Orthodoxy. With 30 different jobs and abilities, you can mix and match them to personalize your turn-based adventures. A worthy sequel, it has a play score of 8.73. At number 49, Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. The two superstars of the visual novel adventures on the 3DS have come together to serve players with a double dose of mystery and puzzle solving. Combining Ace Attorney's court trials and Professor Layton's investigations into one medieval/Wiccan storyline, players will get the best of both worlds with each game style perfectly complementing each other. Featuring the Ace Attorney's first leap into full voice acting, it's a powerhouse treat with a play score of 8.73. Next up is something so cute with Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World. A port of a Wii original Epic Yarn makes a few adorable additions to their woolly world. Boasting the same vibrant colors on the 3DS, Yoshi's yarn-strung escapades have made better with the introduction of his trusty canine companion. Made even friendlier, not only does Poochy help players out of tight spots, the new Mellow Mode is also a perfect fit for kid-friendly casual experience. Gobble up enemies, knock them out with wool balls, and collect beads in another exciting platform adventure. It has a play score of 8.73. 47. Pushmo. This is something for the puzzle lovers out there. In this tiny puzzle package is over 200 handcrafted visual riddles that will challenge your planning skills. Push, pull, and jump your way through their many stages as you save little children from a mysterious trickster. You can even customize maps and create your adventures on the side. While it's not one of Nintendo's popular titles, Pushmo feels quite at home in this list with its undeniable charm, originality, and addictiveness. A play score of 8.73. 46. Rune Factory 4. Of course, who could forget one of the 3DS's foremost simulation games? Playing as an amnesiac mistaken for royalty helped the lone adventurer build up the city into the popular tourist destination it was meant to be. A spin-off to the Harvest Moon series, the freedom that the Rune Factory 4 offers its players is one of the best features, letting you sink hours into getting new gear, collecting recipes, and tilting the fields like no ordinary crown prince. A refined RPG experience, it has a play score of 8.74. 45. Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. The sixth main installment of the Professor Layton series is a send-off to the legendary detective as he continues what he started in the Miracle Mask. Navigating a fascinating story of the Azran civilization, Professor Layton helps us and his adorable assistant through a series of brand new mind-boggling conundrums. Being the last of the series' prequels, this installment serves as the strong glue that binds the two trilogies together. It has a play score of 8.74. 44. Etrian Odyssey 2 Untold, The Fafnir Knight. Remaking a classic title from the DS days. A sequel to the Etrian Odyssey, this is Atlus's second attempt at bringing their old titles to the new age. Telling the untold story of Etrian Odyssey 2, dive into the Yggdrasil labyrinths with 5 awesome heroes and take in the joys of their original dungeon experience. Though not a revolutionary remake, especially with its cliched storyline, it does, however, offer a world packed full with challenging dungeon floors that add so much to the 3DS lineup. It earns a rating of 8.75. 43. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney's Spirit of Justice. Released back in 2016, this is one of the Ace Attorney's latest installments, bringing back its cast of beloved characters as well as some new additions. Putting the spirit in the spirit of justice, Phoenix attempts to put faith back into the system as he defends a friend in an incriminating murder trial, all while Apollo Justice and Athena Skykes deal with the daily at the Wright offices. Smoothening gameplay with new mechanics and a healthy dose of best puns and twists, it has a play score of 8.76. 42. Resident Evil Revelations. Before there was ever a PS4 port, this installment of Capcom's survival horror series was a definite hit. Set between the events of the 4th and 5th installment, journey along with Jill Valentine and Chris Redfield as they stop an evil organization inside an abandoned cruise ship. Ported into the 3DS, Revelations showed off the true powers of the 3DS, offering the sizable 10-hour experience on the portable console. A well-designed port, it has a play score of 8.76. At number 41, Etrian Odyssey 4 Legends of the Titan. Speaking of Etrian Odyssey, for our 41st spot is none other than the first ever Etrian title on the 3DS. Of course, the World Tree Yggdrasil is still the center stage in the storyline. Playing as one of the latest explorers in the city, venture to the renowned tree and fulfill your hopes of fame and fortune. Suitable for even the most casual JRPG fan, Legends of the Titan's casual mode simplifies everything into a fully customizable adventure for all. It has a play score of 8.76. 40. 3D Outrun. Yu Suzuki's 1986 racer has a portable 3D remaster, and it's bringing back a lot of good memories with its friendly visuals and chill gameplay, despite its many gruesome crashes. With this 3DS remaster, Outrun got a few exciting new enhancements like difficulty settings, car customizations, and arcade cabinets that will shoot you right back to the groovy 80s. One of the best releases out of the Sega catalog, bask in the cool vibes of a legendary racer once more, with a play score of 8.78. At number 39, Picross 3D Round 2. A sequel to the Nintendo 2DS classic back in 2009, Round 2 offers more than enough puzzles to find the little object hidden behind a bunch of numbers. Given the classic Picross rules that necessary Nintendo makeover, and on the three-dimensional plane, furrow your brows at over 300 puzzles that are made fresh and new with its dual color scheme. A second round more complicated than the first that makes it an awesome sequel to an already awesome puzzle game. A play score of 8.78. 38. 3D Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master. Another Sega Genesis original took some time in the 3DS spotlight to bring you some old-fashioned ninja kicking action. Take on the role of the Master Shinobi Joe Musashi and use his ninja skills to stop a villainous organization. With your piercing shurikens and razor-sharp katana, fight your way through the 7 bosses and save the city once and for all. Making an old classic better with improved visuals and stages, it has a play score of 8.78. Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. The Persona series' third ever spin-off homes in on the dungeon crawling action with an exciting blend of two of Atlus's most famous series. Created by the forces behind Etrian Odyssey and Persona, Shadow of the Labyrinth reunites characters from 3 and 4 and rendering them in adorably chibified form. With your fave Persona characters duking it out together in Etrian-style combat, it's a perfect balancing act of the two series' best elements, and it gets a rating of 8.79. 36. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Phoenix Wright returns to continue the tale that Apollo Justice began. Set in a world haunted by fabricated evidence and false accusations, Phoenix Wright stays faithful to his name and aims to set things right once and for all. Forming a trio of the best defense attorneys, Phoenix, Apollo, and psych expert Athena use their newfound abilities to see through the sea of lies. A sequel steeped in interlocked narratives and themes of friendship, it gets a play score of 8.79. Coming in at number 35, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. In this installment of the belly dancing platforming queen, Shantae gets into some swashbuckling antics along her arch nemesis, Risky Boots. Taking away her genie powers, the Pirate's Curse makes run into some interesting obstacles while still remaining faithful to the Metroidvania experience. The game ushers us into a gorgeous and hilarious world with the help of their diverse cast of characters. Far from the best Shantae title, but it serves as a fitting build-up for the next games. It has a play score of 8.79. 34. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. If you're any fan of the Ace Attorney, you'll know this was a trilogy that started it all. A flashback to the series' earliest days, it might not have the Phoenix Wright's now iconic voiceovers, but somehow it doesn't take much away from their masterpieces of classic cases. Covering Phoenix's first 3 trials as a rookie lawyer, he goes head-to-head against his rival Miles Edgeworth to lay down the law in a series of high-risk murder cases. The strong foundations to what is now a visual novel touchstone, it has a play score of 8.8. At number 33, 3D Gunstar Heroes. A remaster of Treasure's debut action game, 3D Gunstar Heroes gives a fresh 3D polish to the already gorgeous-looking side-scrolling shooter. Even as a classic Sega title, the run-and-gun video game has been known for its satisfying shooting that comes with a huge serving of pixel explosions. All that is preserved in this 3DS port, whose glossy finish makes it stand tall amid all the more modern lineup. Difficult as it is with its complicated movesets and skills, it's a must-have for shooting fans on the console. It has a play score of 8.82. At number 32, Kirby Triple Deluxe. Finally hitting the Kirby territory, we're starting with their 30th installment, which aptly triples the pink ball excitement. Taking the shape and ability of whoever Kirby pleases, this superpower gets a deluxe supersize. On top of the 20 copy abilities from previous, Kirby's platforming gimmicks levels up with beetles, bells, archers, and circuses. That, along with the 4-player battles, makes this a smart and hefty addition to the series, with a play score of 8.83. 31. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker. Follow a group of high school students in a post-apocalyptic Japan invaded by demons. This installment doubles the content from the original Devil Survivor 2 game with a new female character, fully voiced acting, a character difficulty setting, and a new scenario that takes place during the game's key moment. Upgrading on a monster of a title already, Devil Survivor 2 delivers on visuals and gameplay, improving on the original in almost every aspect. It has a play score of 8.84. At number 30, Rhythm Heaven Megamix. A rhythm game that's both challenging and relaxing. Jam to their groovy soundtrack and make it through each of their 100 levels. Its remix stages revives the previous title's Rainbow Towers, compressing them into one song and filling it with tower-themed goodness. Explore its story mode to aid the homeward bound to-be, or clean up your act in time for its perfect campaign. It has a play score of 8.84. 29. Fire Emblem Fates Birthright. One of 2 different versions of Fire Emblem's 14th installment, Birthright explores the other side of the Fate storyline. Where Conquest follows the more challenging Norse storyline, Birthright is its friendlier counterpart, which revolves around the Avatar staying to protect Hoshido. Offering equal parts effective strategy and swoon-worthy dating sim romance with its lovable cast of characters, it has a play score of 8.85. 28. Kirby Planet Robobot. In this edition of the gluttonous Pink Balsams adventures, Kirby gets himself a handy mechanical upgrade. Toppling down monsters with this robotic armor, Planet Robobot easily differentiates itself from the rest of the Kirby lineup. Despite the mechanical look, it still proves very faithful to the traditional gameplay of the series. A fresh but familiar title for critics and gamers alike, it has a play score of 8.88. At number 27, Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. Level 5's delightful puzzle series is packed with the proven and tested formula that the series was once known for. With its new features, it comes in with a welcoming twist to the core gameplay in Professor Layton's crime-solving activities. With the new stylus and magnifying glasses features, Miracle Mask makes full use of the 3DS hardware functionalities, creating a tricky but rewarding puzzle experience. A play score of 8.89. 26. Shin Megami Tensei 4. Not to be confused with the Apocalypse spin-off shorts, Shin Megami Tensei 4 actually forms part of the main series. With a storyline that's not directly connected to the rest, it centers around the quest of one noble samurai. Focusing heavily on combat, it adds deep and unique components that serve to improve the overall strategic experience. A tough, dark, but nevertheless awesome title, it has a play score of 8.89. 25. Metroid: Samus Returns. Nintendo's legendary bounty hunter is back. A reimagining of the 1991 original on the Game Boy, it gave a whole new direction to the Metroid series before the upcoming Metroid 4 release. It introduces new 2D features that makes the original Metroid structure engaging and fun. It modernized the Metroid concept while being friendly to its new players. New changes include melee counterattacks, firing freely at any angle, and using a whole new selection of abilities. It still offers the same story from the original but with a few extra content. It receives a play score of 8.91. At number 24, Dragon Quest VIII: Journey of the Cursed King. Whether you fell in love with the PS2 version or with its recent port to the 3DS, one thing remains true. Dragon Quest VIII is a universally loved title in an already legendary series. Tag along with the hero and the gang and relive their family-friendly adventures. Save the kingdom from the evil Doll Magus. It's considered as one of the best Dragon Quest titles of all time, and it was heavily praised for its JRPG elements, story, characters, and power of the game on a portable platform. It has a play score of 8.92. So lit at number 23, Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. The 12th in Intelligent Systems famed tactical RPG, Fates brought us strategic delight in 3 different ways with Bright Light, Revelation, and of course, Conquest. While all 3 versions are required for the full experience, it was this that brought the traditional Fire Emblem to heart. It comes with a serious challenge that only the series can offer: fight alongside your adoptive family and prepare to make hard decisions in the heat of its turn-based battles. It receives a play score of 8.92. 22. Pokemon Omega Ruby. An enhanced remake of 2002's iconic RPG. It doesn't stray away from their usual formula, especially when they're borrowing elements from X and Y. Travel to the Hoenn region and beat gym leaders with your collection. With the 3DS's 3D features, explore a more colorful Pokemon experience from start to finish. It has a play score of 8.95. 21. Kid Icarus Uprising. Released in a time when on-rail shooters fell out of fashion, Project Sora's collection was an absolute surprise. This revival of a 1991 game will take you into an enchanting tale of Greek mythology. Travel with Pit as he goes on an epic adventure that spans various lands and challenges. Encounter epic bosses in both land and air. Supporting both local and online multiplayer, learn the art of teamwork in cooperative matches, or show your skills in melee free-for-alls. It has a play score of 8.95. 20. Monster Hunter Generations. Before MH World took the gaming world by storm, this was their attempt to rekindle their powerful action RPG flame. This expanded version of the Monster Hunter XX gives players a nostalgic trip to their acclaimed monster hunting franchise. For the first time in the series, the game introduces a ton of new features, including the ability to play as Feline. It also includes the game's signature weapon system, where you pick from its 14 unique gears and take down its massive roster of monsters that existed in Capcom's MH entries. It receives a play score of 8.95. At number 19, Steam World Heist. Journey across the 7 galaxies along with Nebula's greatest mechanical pirate. Enter a steampunk world populated by sentient automatrons. As a band of do-gooding buccaneers invade a collection of randomly generated ships filled with conniving villains and their clueless minions. Enter the side-scrolling battlefield and shoot it out in dynamic turn-based combat. Get into position, take aim, and let your bullets ricochet off walls and unsuspecting foes. It receives a play score of 8.96. Coming in at number 18, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. Before there was the Ultimate on the Switch, there was a Smash game for the 3DS. As a standard platform requirement, Nintendo releases their long-awaited Smash game for this console alongside the Wii U. It shares all the good things Smash has to offer, including knocking your opponents outside the arena, choosing from a wide variety of iconic Nintendo and third-party characters, and the joy of brawling your way to victory. It introduced a handful of new things, including 8-player support, amiibo support, Mii as playable characters, and more. It has a play score of 8.96. 17. Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. With the success of its 999 title, Spike Chunsoft breathes life back to his tortured subjects. Play as a man named Sigma who's thrown into a mysterious room with 8 people to appease a Saw-like villain. Divided between visual novel sequences and Escape the Room, it's a thrilling puzzle game that decides the fate of its characters. With powerful storylines and 24 different endings, it's a highly replayable game that will satisfy with every playthrough. It has a play score of 8.99. 16. 3D Sonic the Hedgehog 2. With spiky hair and cool white gloves, Sonic looks dashing in the third dimension in this enhanced 3D port of the Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Once again, defeat Dr. Eggman and put a stop to his old tricks. Zoom past 7 classic zones to collect coins and defeat the badniks that infest the lands. Run up slopes and roll around the loop-de-loops. It's the same old Sega classic made better to suit the tastes of the modern generations and as a service to the older ones. It has a play score of 9.03. Something spooky at number 15, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Nobody forgets the other Mario brother returned to Luigi's paranormal escapades in the sequel to the critically acclaimed Luigi's Mansion. This time, he'll show you he's got the bigger balls in the family as he explores abandoned mansions and captures the ghosts that haunt it. Luigi's game boasts tons of content with 5 more mansions to conquer and more puzzles to solve. It has a play score of 9.05. Racing fast at number 14, Mario Kart 7. Of course, it's not a Nintendo game list without their acclaimed racer. In the 7th edition of the renowned racing game, Mario brings a handful of new friends into the mix. With Lucky 2, Honey Queen, and a Metal Mario, the gang zooms through 32 different racetracks for another bout of vicious competition. How much would you risk to keep your friends? It receives a play score of 9.06. 13. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. One of Capcom's defining Monster Hunter games was Fore. It didn't receive the Western spotlight because Japan has no plans of localizing the game yet. Fortunately enough, the team from Capcom decided to re-release this massive MH entry to the West with an Ultimate title. The series ascends in its presentation, giving more emphasis on its unique weapons and various monster types. It's the definitive MH experience on the 3DS and it receives a play score of 9.07. At number 12, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. While it might have lost some of its breathtaking graphics in the process, it manages to keep enough core features to bring out its environmental charms. Make the mechans pay for their sins as you take on quests, collecting items, and fulfill your vengeance in this mesmerizing open world. It has a play score of 9.08. 11. 3D Streets of Rage 2. Sega's side-scrolling brawler makes its way to the 3DS in the form of a polished remaster. Relive your favorite fights with Axel, Blaze, and Max Thunder, along with the reticent anarchist Skate, and save your friend from the dastardly Mr. X. Plow through the city's vermin with your bare hands and pummel them with devastating attacks. It has a play score of 9.09. At number 10, Animal Crossing New Leaf. Before they ruined our favorite mains in Super Smash Bros., head out to their original farming life and this adorable 3DS entry from Nintendo. New Leaf is literally a new leaf. It's a fresh take on the simulation genre with new content and more convenient mechanics. Fulfill your role as a mayor and make decisions for the citizens of your town. Build new structures, furnitures, and lead the city's design. And with its amiibo support, you can use all the existing amiibo cards and figurines and get new visitors to your town, as well as themed items from those characters. It has a play score of 9.10. At number 9, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Jump into their trademark monster catching adventures as you explore the sunny Alola region. Begin your journey with Rowlet, Layton, or Popplio and work your way towards their legendary cover stars Solgaleo and Lunala. Just like their other Pokemon games, it comes in two forms but shares similarities except for exclusive Pokemon. Moon gets the higher play score of 9.10 while Star trails with a score of 9.07. Pokemon X and Y. Forget about the Alola region as this Pokemon title takes you on a trip around the France-inspired Kalos. With their 6th generation Pokemon and their stunning 3D world, Pokemon X and Y is currently the series' best-selling installment. It features legendary monsters like Xerneas and Yveltal in the X and Y versions respectively. It's the same old Pokemon fun in a new immersive universe. Pokemon Y has a play score of 9.14 while X gets a 9.1. 7. Bravely Default Flying Fairy. Some say it's the true Final Fantasy experience we never got. Square Enix puts a modern twist on the JRPG formula. Although it's an updated version of their Japanese original, this puts more upgrade on their turn-based combat. Save up turns with the Brave and Default system and release a single powerful attack in the next. It gained numerous praise for its mix of traditional and new JRPG elements. It receives a play score of 9.15. Shoveling in at number 6, Shovel Knight. Fight in the name of love as you explore a demented 8-bit castle with hallways in need of digging and more digging. Shovel Knight is an iconic side-scrolling platformer that reinvigorates the energy from classic 8-bit games. Yacht Club Games successfully bolstered the platforming genre with an enjoyable campaign, fun DLCs, and a much-needed challenge to the indie realm. It has a play score of 9.15. At number 5, Super Mario 3D Land. One of the 3DS best features is, well, its 3D features. Mario's little adventure on the portable console maximizes the 3DS's 3D capabilities. The game is entirely playable with or without 3D, but it's highly recommended to remove frustrations and add immersion. The game is perfect for Mario fans as it comes with all the iconic characters, fun puzzles, challenges, and the ever-present Bowser. It receives a play score of 9.17. 4th, Fire Emblem Awakening. Our victor for our best JRPGs for the 3DS. Nobody expected this kind of series would blow up, but they proved everyone wrong. Packed with lovable characters, streamlined controls, and fluid grid-based combat, it was everything the series needed to become the household staple that it is. Venture together with your friends and dive into a captivating tale set 2,000 years after the original. It receives a play score of 9.27. 3. Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. The 3DS's Link to Zelda Past: A Link Between Worlds is a tribute to the classic LOZ title A Link to the Past that was originally released on the Super NES. Calling back on the beloved tropes of the 1991 title, A Link Between Worlds feels like a fresh new experience with its gorgeous 3D landscapes and smart and seamless puzzles. Packed to the familiar sights and soundtracks, it lays it on heavy with the nostalgia, earning it a score of 9.31. 2. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. Considering the popularity of the N64's Majora's Mask, this 3DS remaster allows newcomers to the franchise a chance to discover one of the series' most underrated titles. A risky change of pace from the rest, Majora's Mask 3D translates all of its experimental quirks while adding some slight but significant changes. Showcasing the oddities of a classic title to a new age, it has a play score of 9.37. Before we reveal the number 1, you can check on the complete list of the 369 games for the 3DS on our website, whatoplay.com, link in the top right corner and in the description box below. And the best 3DS title is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. This remaster of one of the most critically acclaimed video games ever made is a true testament to the quality of the original. As open as the 2D environments of the other Zelda titles, none could compare to the sense of wonder that Ocarina proved. What with their painting-like cartoon world that's made better with the console's glasses-free 3D. A master-crafted adventure around a Ganondorf-controlled Hyrule, it remains as a 3DS's unbeatable title by a long shot. It has a play score of 9.51. And those were the top 50 3DS games of all time. And if you love this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to become a certified What's a Player. See you next time!